It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're looking at Labor Day weekend 1999, September 1st, 3rd, 1999 to be exact. I'm looking at the date for the first movie that we have here. Only two movies to look at, so we can be real quick on this one here. Plus there's not really memorable movies per se on here, but we can go through these pretty quickly. So let's just go ahead and just do that. Let's get to the first film we have here. Cuba Gooding Jr. and Skeet Ulrich in Chill Factor.
You are not taking my truck. How far you got to go? County later this weekend. Action speaks off the rocks with a twist. You hit me with an empty gun. When this is all over, I'm gonna get you. Cuba Gooding Jr., Skeet Ulrich, Chill Factor. Race on. Starts Wednesday, September 1st.
Clearly trying to create the next Lethal Weapon, huh, guys? It's literally the same plot as Lethal Weapon, except these guys are police officers. One's an ice cream delivery guy, and the other's a store clerk. And the story here, you have them as these two civilians who are forced to protect a deadly chemical weapon from the hands of a group of mercenaries planning to sell the weapon to the highest bidder. And you can pretty much tell what's going to happen here. Every single thing you think is going to happen in this film happens in this movie. There is no surprises whatsoever. The two of these two guys have no chemistry whatsoever. This director, who's done a lot of Ridley Scott work, it's his first film as a director. I don't think he's directed anything else since then. I could be wrong on that, but you would think they would give him a better film to work on than this. And where did you spend $70 million on this movie? I couldn't believe the budget on this was $70 million, and this thing barely made $12 million worldwide. I mean, it was a flop, and quite frankly, it didn't really take a whole lot for this to be a flop because, like I said, Cuba Gooding Jr. and Skeet Ulrich have no chemistry whatsoever. It's not that funny, it's not that clever, it's not that interesting. And like I said, you could predict everything that's going to happen from this point forward. I mean, I don't think I need to tell you what happens in here. What you probably think happens in your head when you think of a film like this, yeah, that definitely happens in here. I didn't even need to tell you what it was, but it's that uninventive, it's that uninspired. It's a film that they were clearly trying to set up the next big action franchise, but the problem is they didn't have a good script to work with here, and they wasted the potential of this decent cinematographer who's done a lot of, like I said, a lot of Ridley Scott movies that are nicely shot overall, but here they don't give him much to do here whatsoever. He doesn't have a good script here. He doesn't have anything to make this thing work in the end, and it's just a major misfire on a number of levels. And it's a shame because Cuba Gooding Jr., I mean, he still can be a decent actor. We've seen him in stuff like this, we've seen him in stuff that's been much better than this, but this is one of those movies that makes you question what's your agent telling you about these films. Like, why did you take this? Like, why did you take this film? Skeet Ulrich I can understand, because Skeet Ulrich, let's be honest, he's not really that great of an action star overall, so this thing kind of faltered for him right from the get-go. But Cuba Gooding Jr., at that point in time, deserved much better than this. I mean, it's a mess of a film. Chill Factor, avoid it like the plague. So let's go ahead and move on to the last one we have here, Alec Baldwin in Outside Providence.
Timothy Dunphy has a broken home, a three-legged dog.
That mangy playbag out of his house.
And two strikes against him.
You bit of Bob's cop car.
But he's about to get a future, whether he likes it or not.
What's a prep school? It's to prepare you for not getting your neck broke by me. No smoking, no drinking, no drugs. No swearing, no sex.
It's beautiful. That's what I always wanted.
I got it at the dentist.
From the Farrelly brothers, the guys who made There's Something About Mary, comes something that will really make your hair stand on end.
Making out is like Chinese dinner. It ain't over until you both get your cookies. So, remember I said that.
Outside Providence.
Technically, they only wrote the script for this, and they were also producers on it. They didn't direct this film, but this was a point where you have, they came off of There's Something About Mary, and they were, they were trying to see if their name could sell a lot of these movies that they had their name on it, and not so much. The films that they did not produce did not do well as far as their producing efforts at the beginning of their careers, but of their success after There's Something About Mary. But you have a story here about this guy played by Sean Hatosi, who is about it's about his life of mischief, his incentive to attend the Cornwall Academy preparatory boarding school, and his realization that the haven which he's lived in has to give away something that will stay with him forever. And he meets a woman played by I'm trying to see who this person is because I don't know. It's Amy Smart. Of course I know who Amy Smart is. Road Trip. I'm trying to read the plot here and I can't find her in here. But Alec Baldwin plays his father, and Alec Baldwin is at least doing a decent job here, given like a different kind of accent that I'm used to hearing from him. But I thought he did pretty well here. The movie itself is just okay. It's a film that you could definitely tell that if the Farrelly brothers had more of an effort in the directing of this probably could have been a whole lot better. But as it is, it's not the worst thing ever. And I mean, it's definitely got a lot of elements to it that I think are very different from what we're used to seeing from the Farrelly brothers up to this point. But it definitely felt like something that if they had more control over it, they couldn't do this because they were working on There's Something About Mary at the time. And you got some decent performances here overall. Shonda Tosi, I thought, was doing a pretty good job. John Abrams, Jonathan Brandis, George Wentz also in here as well. The film overall itself is not bad. It's not a bad film whatsoever. Not a great film, but it definitely could have used a lot more of a little bit of the Farrelly brothers' efforts into this to make this stand out more overall. It's a film that's okay, but definitely could have been a lot better had the Farrelly brothers have been more involved in this. But I'd say give it a watch. For a one-time watch, it's not the worst thing ever, but at the same time, you do kind of expect a little bit more from it. But that's pretty much all I got to say about that one. That's Outside Providence. And so on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. We'll head into September 10th with 3 more films, including Gabriel Byrne and Patricia Arquette, I believe, and Stigmata. I believe it's Patricia Arquette. It could be Rosanna Arquette, but we'll find out next time. But we also have Kevin Bacon in Stir of Echoes, and also French Stewart, Brigitte Wilson, Tyra Banks, and Bill Bellamy in Love Stinks. So 3 films we'll look at next time. We'll delve into those on the next episode. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the place on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. Now, don't go too far away, because after this gets posted, I have a new Time About the Movies flashback coming up, including 5 movies, 5 notable films: Alien Nation with James Caan and Mandy Patinkin, Punchline with Sally Field and Tom Hanks, Imagine John Lennon, the John Lennon documentary, and also, actually only 4 films, actually, Billy Crystal and Memories of Me. So we'll look at those 4 films coming up on Time About the Movies flashback, which will be coming up immediately after this gets posted, so stick around.